I need to start off with Kyrie Irving. Now, Kyrie Irving is a superstar talent, a champion, a spectacular basketball player who plays for the Dallas Mavericks. I'm not telling the basketball world anything they don't know. The rest of the world might want it to find out. Won a championship, even though he got drafted number 1 overall years ago, and he was in Cleveland for years without LeBron James. He started in Cleveland and then ultimately departed and went to the Boston Celtics. This is after he won a championship in Cleveland with LeBron James. Ultimately ended up going to the Boston Celtics, departing from there, ultimately going to the Brooklyn Nets and convincing Kevin Durant to join him in Brooklyn. After 3 years, departed from there, and now he is in Dallas, Texas. He returned to Brooklyn last night for the first time since he was traded away from the Brooklyn Nets to join the Dallas Mavericks. And he dropped about 36 points, hit 62% of his shots, 6 of 10 from three-point range, 5 assists, no free throw attempts, didn't need any. He put on an absolute show because that's how spectacular he is. And in the aftermath of that, he spoke to the media, being interviewed at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. Listen here to what he had to say, please.
I don't know if anything needed to be salvaged. I just think it was time to get my own peace of mind and go somewhere where I was able to thrive and be in a situation where I didn't have to worry about kind of behind the back talk or the media talk or not knowing how to handle, real life circumstances that it has nothing to do with the game of basketball. It has everything to do with how you handle someone as a person. And while I was here, I've learned a lot of lessons. I've made my peace again, like I said, and I just want to move forward. Things could have changed, and you look back at the past and you have 20/20 vision. This could have gone right if this would have happened. If I didn't get injured versus the Bucks, do I still ask for a trade? If KD's foot wasn't on the three-point line, are we talking about a different legacy here? If James doesn't ask for a trade, all the woulda, coulda, shoulda, wouldas. Hopefully after this night we could just put that to rest and just move forward, and I could look forward to the rest of my career and just handle it in Dallas and going after my second championship.
See, this is the reason why I felt the need to talk about this subject. Because to me, it's very, very simple. Some folks just don't get it, and it's not about him doing something wrong. It certainly isn't about him doing something criminal. It's certainly about not him necessarily to be, to put himself in a position to be criticized. But I do think it's important, if we're speaking for basketball fans everywhere, to really, really engage in this subject just for a couple of minutes here. Again, he dropped 36 last night. And what does he say? I made my peace, but never mentioning all of the drama created by him and the missed championship opportunities, because that's what matters. See, I'm here trying to be cool because Kyrie is not a bad person. And I remember when so many people thought that I had some personal axe to grind with this brother, who did get on my nerve on a personal level, but I'm a grown-ass man and I can get over that. And to give props to Kyrie Irving, who again is a decent brother, when he ultimately confronted me after a year of us butting heads via tweets or something on social media or something that I said on my day job on First Take on ESPN every weekday morning from 10 a.m. to 10 a.m. to 12 noon rather, Kyrie Irving rolled up on me at the Crypto.com arena during the playoffs last year. And he said, yo, if we really being serious about this, this ain't about me and you anymore. This is about me and my dad. Because his dad got involved and I thought was out of pocket with what he had said to me. So we were bickering and Kyrie felt like a victim. Ladies and gentlemen, Kyrie was right. If I'm being a grown-ass man about all of this, he was right. We got to call a spade a spade. We're grown-ups, his father and I. So you know what we did thereafter? We met up. We hashed out our differences like grown men with a conversation. We shook hands, and his father and I have been fine ever since because he is a good man, a man that just loves his son dearly and was protecting his son and speaking up for his son because he knows his son is not going to engage in speaking up for himself, but so much. So Dedrick Irving, is a fantastic person, and I'm so glad that we met up and made amends because he wasn't the only one that apologized. I apologized because we were both wrong in our own ways. And Kyrie deserves all the credit because I don't know if that would have happened if Kyrie didn't bring it to my attention and crystallize it for me the way that he did. Props to Kyrie. So let me return the favor, Kyrie, and crystallize something for you. When you say you've made your peace and you just want to be past all the drama, please understand what Net fans and basketball fans everywhere were hoping for. You and KD were an elite tandem. And when James Harden arrived here, we see what he's doing with the Clippers. We were hoping he would be doing that for you. And what transpired instead? In 3.5 seasons, from 2019, 2020 to the 2022, 2023 season, before Kyrie Irving was traded last February, Kyrie Irving missed 135 of 278 possible games as a Brooklyn Nets. Ladies and gentlemen, that's 48% of the games. That's 48% of the games he missed. Do you know that Kyrie Irving, James Harden, and Kevin Durant played a grand total of 16 games together? 16. You know how bad that is? I appreciate the shades. I appreciate the fly-ass black blazer he was wearing yesterday. He looked pretty damn cool. And his game was his game looked better. But you do find yourself looking at him and wishing, damn, that could have happened in Brooklyn. I told y'all should have went to the Knicks because y'all would have owned the city forever. Because if you'd have delivered a championship to New York City for the first time since Walt Clyde Frazier had been a Knick, you'd have owned it. You'd have been billionaires because James Dolan would have seen to it. Now, he may not know much about running the Knicks franchise, but he knows a lot about making money. And if you came out here to Vegas and you saw the Sphere, which is owned by him, you know what the hell I'm talking about. It's off the chain. But I digress. I look at Kyrie Irving. He played in 3 playoff series with the Nets in 3 years and lost 2 of them. That means he only got out of the first round once. I have openly conceded that if he hadn't twisted his ankle against Milwaukee right before Kevin Durant dropped 49 in a game 5 and 48 in a game 7, I contend the Brooklyn Nets would have won that series and they probably would have went to the NBA Finals. No, they definitely would have went to the NBA Finals because they would have beat Atlanta. And then after that, I believe they would have beaten Chris Paul and Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns and they would have won the championship. But injuries happen. But there was also COVID vaccination mandate. And if you recall, Kyrie Irving had to miss some games because of that, because he refused to take the vaccine and all of this other stuff. And we all know that he has every right to be an anti-vaxxer. We got all of that. My issue with him back then was you missed enough work. There's always an excuse to miss games. We want to see you on the court playing. That's all. Here was Kyrie Irving last night when a fan was heckling him as to why he didn't play that way when he was in Brooklyn, the way he played last night, even though he did on many occasions. But listen to the whole and watch the whole interaction right now. It's really quick. Check this out right here.
Kyrie, why you don't play like this when you were on the desk? Yeah, why? Why, Kai?
Thank Mayor Adams for that, bro.
Oh, come on, man.
So he said, okay, ask Mayor Adams. That's relatively flippant. I understand that. The fan probably deserved it. I don't think he deserves any kind of backlash for that or anything like that. I'm not going to bring up the whole anti-Semitic beliefs that people try to attach to him just because he posted something on Twitter and what kind of suspension that led to or anything like that. You know, or him and the Nets supposedly each donated $500,000 towards causes and organizations that work to eradicate hate and intolerance in those communities. All of this other. I'm not doing all of that. I'm not doing all of that today. I'm simply saying the one night where it would have been nice to see a heightened level of sensitivity from Kyrie Irving as it pertained to all the things that went wrong in Brooklyn was the one night he returned to Brooklyn. You don't owe that to Dallas. You don't owe that to Knicks fans in New York City. You don't owe that to Philadelphia or Boston. You don't owe it to L.A. or Chicago or anything like that. But you owed it to them. Because 48% of the time you weren't there. And championship aspirations, you didn't even come close to succeeding strictly because of those missed games. If Kyrie Irving plays in 40 of those 48% of the missed games, the Nets probably win a championship. They certainly get to a conference finals, if not an NBA finals. But Kyrie being gone, Kevin Durant following, after James Harden departed and Ben Simmons departed. Look, y'all. Or Ben Simmons arrived. Look, y'all. It's all about that humility from time to time. It really is. And unfortunately, that's not what I saw from Kyrie Irving. And that's all I wanted to say. The one spot, the one place where it would have been nice for him, I'm not sitting there trying to hate on him. I really am not. I want to see Kyrie win. I want to see him play. We all get treated to something special when we watch this brother on the basketball court. But it would have been nice to see him go like, damn, I had a lot to learn and I learned a lot from it. And I'm really sorry at what I didn't do for us for y'all when I was here. It would have been nice. The only person that doesn't owe anybody an apology in Brooklyn is Kevin Durant. Because that brother brought it. That's it.